Hey guys, so I bought this camera back in September of 24. It's a 35mm Pentax KM. I guess it's kind of like close to a K100. It has a 50mm f1.7 lens, I believe. The camera is in excellent condition. I bought it from KEH. The camera, I think the condition it was categorized in was excellent plus or excellent negative or whatever. I don't know how they go. And the lens was like new or like new minus or something like that. But they're in perfect condition for my purposes. And the pricing wasn't too crazy. I think I paid like $250 for all of it, and that seemed fine with me for what I got. I just kind of want to make this video kind of going through my first roll of film ever. This is my first attempt at it. And the film stock I used was Kodak Gold. And I just had it developed at a place where I live. And so yeah, let's see how bad these photos are. So this is the first photo I took. It's not in focus. The subject matter is kind of bland, but hopefully we get better through the roll. So the next couple are basically the same photo. I just tweaked, I think, the focal length and the shutter speed. I guess I kind of nailed it with the first one I took. It's in focus to me, and the coloring and the lighting doesn't seem that bad. The next two progressively get worse, so I don't know what I did there, but it's very humorous when I was looking through them after they were developed. But yeah, hope you guys enjoy these horrific next two photos. It's hard to remember what I was doing since, it's been a couple months since I took these photos and got them developed finally. But just looking at them, it's a different angle, but the exposure I didn't really nail, but oh well. This one, I guess I came back to the first area I was taking photos at, and I got this one in focus. The exposure doesn't seem too bad. But yeah, basically the other photo I liked, but I did it again, I guess. So I actually remember taking this photo. I watched a video quickly on like what aperture and how to focus and stuff like that during like a sunny day. I took this one because I didn't want anything too crazy while I was taking it, and I think it turned out decent. The subject matters, I don't know, I kind of like the framing of it, but it's just kind of water and rocks, so nothing too crazy, but it's definitely more of a learning photo for me. So this one I think kind of turned out half decent. I don't think it's fully in focus. Like when you actually kind of look at like where the focal should be, I don't think it's fully there. But the coloring and the lighting I think is decent. And just kind of like the subject matter, it's like this bridge that's very prominent in this town, and it kind of just dwarfs everything around it. It has like a very much postcard-esque vibe to it. But yeah, overall I think I did okay on this one. I just don't think the focus was 100% there. So I messed with the settings again and got this horrific photo in my opinion. The next two or three are right up there. They're out of focus and nothing too special. I took these at a different boat arena with another bridge. These two basically look identical. I think the latter one, I think it has a little bit more coloring and lighting to it that I prefer. But they're not too bad, honestly, in my opinion. This one, I don't have too much to say. The photo itself I don't think is that bad. I think it's in focus. The lighting's a little bad because of the sun's hitting the water and it's kind of reflecting and hitting back, but overall it's okay photo. I'm not the biggest fan, I don't think, at the moment of taking like vertical photos with a film camera, but this one honestly turned out fairly well. I like that the blues are pretty dark, but you still get the light of the sun hitting the boat. And I don't think it's a bad subject matter. I just kind of wish I maybe have taken it horizontal, but that's just me nitpicking. But not a bad one for me. So these next two are basically the same photo. I honestly don't remember taking this one twice or at all, to be honest, but I did. It's in focus from what I can see, but it's basically two shots of the same thing. This photo I think is in focus from what I can see. I kind of have a hard time on some of these to see if they actually are in focus or not. The coloring isn't half bad. I kind of like that the mountains out there are light, but like the foreground's pretty dark. But besides that, it just has no spark for me. So this photo kind of has like two meanings I think you can pull from it. It's like a lone soldier in a field of endless abyss of nowhere to go. But you still have the beauty of earth around you, or it's just a stick in a field of sand during sunset. Either works really. But yeah, that's all it is. This photo isn't in focus 100%, I don't think, but something about it really speaks to me. I just love the coloring and the light and the sun hitting the building. I can't really articulate it fully on why it speaks to me so much. And I think it's also kind of cool if you really look close at that building in the middle. You can see a guy sitting on that little balcony just watching the sunset go down, which is kind of a cool little thing I noticed after taking the photo. This photo definitely has a familiar vibe and like kind of scene as the one I took with the Fujifilm X-T50 during the same trip. And I definitely think the Fujifilm photo I took looks a little bit better than this. This one is definitely blown out a little bit and kind of has like a blue haze over a lot of the photo when I feel like it should be more of a gold orange. These next four photos I do not like at all. I wish I did, but there's just nothing to them. They're in focus fairly well, I think, and the light balance and exposure I think is all okay, but just the photos themselves just don't speak to me. Nothing pops out to me that I like, no vibrant coloring or anything like that, just kind of bleh photos all around. On the other hand, I actually like this photo. It's kind of a basic indoor photo. I remember taking it trying to see how well it will turn out. And it's in focus. The coloring's pretty good. It has a warm, nice, cozy environment to it. But yeah, for it being a simple photo, I think it turned out fairly well for what it was. So we're on the last four. This is probably the best one out of the rest that I have taken. It's in focus, the coloring is good, you can see the ripples in the water. The rest of them are to be desired. It's just other attempts at me taking the same photo with just not much success. And the last one I think is a picture of dirt, which I don't know how I took. I think overall the photos turned out okay, especially for my first roll of 35mm film ever. There's definitely a lot of improvement I need to work on with focusing and exposure and aperture and stuff like that. But in general, I think they turned out better than I thought they would. I think I got 35 exposures on that roll. I took out a couple that had more personal people and stuff I don't want on the internet at the moment. But yeah, I think in general, I'm happy with how it turned out. And yeah, thank you for watching, and bye.
You'll always falling asleep late in the night when I think you're listening to me. And I've told you when you're beside me, feels unfamiliar, feels like strangers in the sheets. Well, I know you had you once. I keep waking up to you gone.